Hey guys, how's it going? Moses here with the official Diablo 4 trailer. So yeah, if you've been living under a rock in the past, I don't know, 12 hours or so, yesterday, BlizzCon, they announced Diablo 4. If you haven't watched this trailer, stop what you're doing right now. Go watch the trailer. I'm gonna have this in the background. It's actually quite remarkable, but I don't have the sound on just for the sake of the commentary. Um, so yeah, Diablo 4, it's announced, and I'm here to share my thoughts on it. So yeah, first I'd like to say that it's been long overdue, and Blizzard are trying to finally compensate for what they, for the entire debacle of last year's BlizzCon when they announced the product that we don't even want, and they failed to even understand what's the issue and why are they getting booed. So yeah, this insane disconnect between what Blizzard thinks that their Diablo community wants and what the Diablo community actually wants. Apparently, they, whipped it up. And it feels like in the last year, all that they've been doing was, Diablo goals. Um, let's get a playable demo and an insane cinematic for BlizzCon of 2019, so that when BlizzCon finally comes, the Diablo 3, or sorry, the Diablo, player base will have something that they can hope for, something that they can feel like a little bit of a sigh of relief to kind of like satiate the craving for a PC release. And that's exactly how it feels. From what I've seen so far, what they've released, it looks to be an amazing game. It looks like they're going back to the roots, like the whole gory, kind of like gritty feeling of Diablo 1, Diablo 2, lots of um, you know, no more pink ponies and unicorns and all that kind of stuff that we had in D3. And this is all good, but also we've seen that so far at the playable demo that they released. It felt very, very rushed. Like if you look at the characters they've released, there's a druid, there's a sorceress, and there's a barbarian, and you can only expect something like a paladin, um, you know, a ranger character, uh, or something like a necromancer, witch doctor, maybe that a little bit less, but something similar to what Diablo 2 was released. Originally, there was 5 characters, right? And then they added the druid later, and the necromancer, was it? So yeah, something similar like that they're probably going to release. So and the big quote from the Blizzard dev, forgot his name, seems like a really nice guy. The team looks really nice. They said it's not going to be soon, not even Blizzard soon. So it was kind of obvious if you've been tuning into the streams, if you've been watching, if you've been hearing all I have been saying in the past few years. It's very, very kind of like exactly what I thought, they're gonna do, and everything that I've predicted came to pass. They don't have a finalized product, not even close. All they've been working on the last year is something to give us, the hungry community, for some PC Diablo related news. That's what people wanted. That's what they gave. The actual release, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be, anywhere between 2021, 2022, something like that. In my opinion, in a matter of 2, 3 years, we're going to get a release, if not even later. So when it comes to, you know, getting all hyped about that kind of stuff, I can't say that I am. Because again, I've been disappointed, I've been burned so many times in the past, and we've all been. But I don't know, some of you guys have very short memory. I personally remember years of neglect by the Diablo community, by the Diablo team, by Blizzard. Just kind of like deserting Diablo 3 after Reaper of Souls was released, and some half-assed excuse for a necromancer, calling that content. That's not actual content, and we've talked about that kind of stuff on the stream. And again, all that I see here is something that looks very promising, could potentially be amazing, and could in fact be what I've been wanting, for a very, very long time. It could be exactly what I want and exactly what I asked for. But until the game is actually released, I cannot allow myself to get hyped. The cinematic is extraordinary, and the gameplay feels, at least looks very good, very cool from what I've seen. The system, I mean, I'm not going to commentate too much about the actual what it is right now, because it could take many, many iterations until, from this point in what we see at BlizzCon until the time that they actually release it. But I'm just here to tell you guys, it's out. The announcement, at least, is out. It's going to take years before we have an actual finalized game. It's going to take years before we can actually play it. So there's really nothing to get too excited about. When it comes to me and my stream, as soon as Diablo 4 comes out, of course, I'm going to play it. And hopefully it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be, taking us forward into the future of the stream. And hopefully Blizzard learns something from Path of Exile. With the amount of content patches and the amount of like literal expansions every 3 months consistently that we've been getting, that keeps Path of Exile fresh. Hopefully Blizzard will have something like that in mind for the game. I wouldn't bet on it though. I mean, so far from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, the Diablo has not been a game that, throughout the years, Diablo 1, 2, 3 hasn't quite been the game that, you get content more and more and more. It's just more been a game like that. You pretty much, they have the release, maybe there's an expansion, and maybe then yeah, that's it. Pretty much until the next Diablo comes. So I'm pretty happy about it. Whenever it comes out, it comes out. We still have huge expansion in Path of Exile. 4.0 is coming up, 3.9 is coming up, is going to be pretty big. So I'm looking forward to those things. There's really not too much to get hyped, except, acknowledging the super coolness of this awesome cinematic. It feels freaking amazing. And yeah, I mean, obviously we all can't wait. And I'm happy to hear something, but it did feel a little bit rushed. Anyways, this was it for me. The cinematic is about to wrap up. I hope you guys, enjoyed it, and I'll see you, I guess, in the next one. So fucking good. Yeah, they sure do know how to make those trailers.
Blessed Mother, save us.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, see you in 2 years, Diablo 4, at least. Take care, everyone.